Hello, now then. This is my Folktales playthrough on Timberborn. This is what I've called the Beaverdome playthrough. This is episode 11 of this playthrough series. Today, there are a couple of things I want to get done. Probably going to be a bit shorter episode this time, as the weather is unseasonably warm, and I'm not sure the computer's going to last all the way through an hour or so of recording. So, we are going to concentrate on getting a fountain of joy down here for the beavers to receive joy. And we are also going to look at something here for getting a tunnel dug underneath all of this, as I would like to drop all this nasty water straight down and through some power generation stuff on these wheels and chuck it out somewhere over here. With that said, not entirely sure how deep these are, so that's going to need some tunneling, which we did start quite a while ago actually, to get this little area here topped up with a lovely fresh water from here. So underneath here is just a little tunnel shown here. Thinking of doing a very similar thing to get over to an area over here where we're going to put this fountain, and I believe you just see let's just commit to unlocking it now. No matter where we stick this, it's going to give maximum benefit for the beavers. So we could put it in this little forest here, and we're going to delete this little mountain range up here. So the best way for him to get around to doing this is number one, lay the dynamite out. Just delete all of this. That should do, I think. Let's just try and make it look a bit prettier. And we're going to need some stairs to get up here for the beavers to sort this. Otherwise, they're going to take a bit of time to lay all that in. So let's just chuck that in there. Now I'm going to do a similar trick, I think, to get the water through here, again with tunnels, and just run it into a nice little pool up here. And once this is out the way, we may be able to get a few more trees planted around here to make it look a little bit greener. Like we've done here, to put a random collection of trees. They should be able to reach all of this, which looks like they can. So, while they're laying that, we will leave that alone. So, what we have up here, I believe that's a drop of, is that 1 or 2? 2. And then, so there's 3 down to this level. So, if we were to chisel all of these out at this level here, we run that across, that should be deep enough to get us all the way through. Now this is going to be a massive piece of work for these guys to do. We don't have any particular nice way of getting down here, but I want to start digging straight across this way, and I want to chuck everything underneath what we've already got. I don't want to really upset any of this. But I do want to ensure that the bad water can't get out until we are ready for it. So for that, we may be waiting a while. It could be something we get the bots to do, to prepare, if we get round to the bots, as that was something I was going to look at, as well as the miners. We are seeing quite a few injured beavers. I think this is because we have quite dangerous jobs going here, and I believe no, the explosive factory's not turned on, so they're not getting injured from that, so I'm pretty sure it's this thing. Seeing as we're not doing any digging in the short term, we could probably fix that by just pausing that. And let's just make sure they can do all this. Yes, good. So would it be best? Probably not, but I'm going to do it that way anyway, is just dig straight through here. There's just a little access tunnel and then stare down. So let's just peel this back. And then we look wherever the tunnels is. It's this one. Just all the way through. So, digging that out, we can then... Wide is this? 2, 4, 2, 3. Yes, it's 3 wide, so we don't need to worry too much about it, I don't think. We just go down to here. And I'm hoping that that's how to approach him. I am hoping that this is deep enough to not cause any issues whatsoever. And I'd like to put this right up to here. And I'm hoping... Does that mean we've surfaced somewhere? Yes, it does. I wonder. I wonder. What? That is literally on the side of there, isn't it? I think with this we can just cover it and pretend it does not exist. We'll just get some covers on there, that should be okay. But we are going to have to dig down eventually. Well, higher than this, to be fair. In fact, no, dig down. You need to dig down for this. But I don't want to do that just yet. So I want to get this first layer dug. Let's just go back up to the top. So is that... Ah, I see. So, with that like that, if we look to get the impermeable floor, which should be easily affordable, I'm hoping we can just slide these gracefully underneath here. That should stop any leakage. The beavers can get around to that at their leisure. So, we have a nice little tunnel going here, which should... get us all the way through this mountain eventually. So again, this is just an access tunnel, so it shouldn't be too bad. So let's just zoom back down. Now they are going to run out of path to do this. So other thing we need to check is how high are these to build on top of them. So I'd like to just chuck these straight down in the pit. So that's going to be too high already. So if we just get these, just pause this before to stop any eager beavers. So we need to be 4 high. Yeah, I think 1, 2, 3. Right down is 4. Good. Right. So now that we know, we can just get rid of this and let's get beavers back up to speed. So if that is our height here, we could go down one more. And how high is this? It's too high. So we're going to need to go down another 4. Will we be allowed to? Yes, we will. Tide. Just make sure that we're okay up here, which diversion is working. Yep, lovely. So we need to then go down another 1,000,000 layers here. So let's just lay that in for now. We'll get the not put that in, but we will get. I want to give them a little walkway down here, so I'm going to dig this area down as deep as we can get it, and then what we should be able to do with those 4 is we know how then deep we've got to make all this noise here. But I will do it one layer at a time. Well, this top layer, and then we can just use the dynamite to get down. I think it's going to be the easiest way for us to do that. So we are low on dynamite, so let's get them back into there. And we're going to be low on the extract. Probably don't need it, but we may as well top it up because we used quite a bit of it before. And right, so how are we looking for everything else? So last time we did fix a lot of the food problems and a lot of the storage problems. We doubled the bakeries and we doubled the grist mills. So that's looking good. We have all of the major storages up here. Enough paper to wrap the Titanic if we want to, but let us build these bigger windmills here, and with any luck, let's keep an eye on this. Scoop the path through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They should be able to build that, but we'll find out in due course once the other one's done. Planks will also be a problem, I think, eventually, depending on how much we're using in here. Extracts, explosives. Yeah, okay. I think this will be able to keep up with the extract. Maybe get some priority on here. How are we doing for haulers? Doing good. Okay. So we have quite a few more beavers than we would have had. Let's. Not that we need the potatoes sorting, but we should. Yeah, we're pretty much full everywhere else. Right, let's see then if they're finished over here, which they have. Just delete that. And let's kaboom all that. A nice little green area here. And before these trees get a bit any more excited, let's just double check again how big this thing is. It is probably perfect to sit there, actually. So let's just get the clear this area up, and I'd like it done immediately, please. With any luck, that's that gone. And get the old dynamite. Does it say how deep this thing needs to be? Is it just 1? Just says 1, so I am going to dynamite is somewhere in here. Thank you. If we, I will figure this out one day. Five by 5. Yeah, okay, so if we make this probably not the best idea, but make it 5 by 5. Except these. We make these 1s. As I think, without knowing, that these should only be 1 deep. So my plan is to dig a tunnel again, send them down here into another pit, get the tunnel dug, and send them underneath this to over here. So if we just go down just a couple more layers. Tunnels. And we should be able to run this pretty much wherever we want. So, with any luck, we just straight shut it down here and do that. And I am hoping that that should feed this area quite nicely. So the beavers should be able to get into here to at least start on that. Get the path started. Scoot back up to the top. Is that our dynamite blown? Yes, it is. Right. So now the problem is dynamite production. So what can we do about that? I think the best thing we can do with this, wherever it actually is, need to find wherever it lives. Explosives factory. I found it once. I can find it again. There it is. Should be able to squeeze this in just here. Let's just finish this, and yes please, and yes please. What I would like to get sorted as well is probably fixing some better storage than this. So let's also take the opportunity to get dynamite. Does it go into here? Yes, it does. That's warehouse. Let's just squeeze this into here and dynamite that. And we'll get the haulers on this one, and I'm already doing that one, so that's good. With that though, we can just pause this. I don't think we need that many gears. I'm kind of full on the storage for those now. I can't see us needing too much yet, but that gives us the power coming through for here. With any luck, 2 is enough to keep on top of some of what we want to get done. Are they through yet? They are. Lovely stuff. I will start the stepstones down to here. Best way we can do for that is get that with beautifully laid out, perfectly aligned. Let's get that in there. So, because we have some bad water that's stuck in here, I hope that it's not going to be too much of a problem and it'll have all evaporated, which it looks like it has. So that's good. We don't need to worry too much about that. So that should be on the beavers list of things. We are still hammering dynamite. I imagine I'm going to have to make a hell of a lot more, but anyway, let's kaboom this. And I hope and I pray that this thing fits on here, which it does. Awesome. So, which way around does this thing go? I think having beaver space this way would be very nice. And they should not be able to reach that? That doesn't make sense to me, but if I do... oh, I do this. Aha! Well, well, well. What have I managed to destroy here? Is there any way I can fix this massive cock up? I just didn't need to be pushed down a level. Oh, that is quite annoying. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna fix that unless I do something super sneaky. Let's just stick it back on. I mean, they could, in theory, go through the tunnel, which they have started. So they should be able to get through here and build it that way, if they hold their breath. I think they'll be okay. I hope they'll be okay. We'll see. Do any of the foresters here now have the range? They do not. Is something we can do about that, I think, later on. But we'll get all this planted up here. I don't think it'd be too much of an issue just to shift forester down this way, just to greenify this area. And I might just put some benches around here. So before anything grows, let's just decoration. Benchy bench. Need to cut some space out, won't we? But nice little park bench. Looking at that, that'd be lovely when it's built and working. So we are down to beaver jobs, which I think is okay. They are not even remotely looking at that, which is fine. Dynamite is not really coping. So what might be a bit more prudent is to get some more explosives factory. This takes blanks, which we have plenty. Blocks, which we have mostly enough. Planks we have plenty of. Cool. Okay, so we've at least fixed the plank problem once they get round to that. So we should. That's stopped being dug, so they won't be able to do anything with that. I would kill to be able to see what the next thing in the build order is. Let's see how far that gets in. Yeah, so while we've got that, it's not going to be too much of an issue for them, I don't think. We'll probably put a sluice gate in here as well once they're finished building, just so it fills up. But I don't think it's a problem because there's one here stopping anything back spilling, so it's not going to be too much of an issue for us, I don't think. Just come back to the top. So yeah, I only hope that this... I mean, I guess, hang on, if I see, if I look, if I was to build it, and it does go on the ground. So it's only the foot that needs to get wet, I guess. Well, that is annoying. Can we fix this then? I think we can. Let's just get some dirt. Let's just get them to do that. We'll build it back up and then just destroy these with another couple of dynamites. In fact, no, that can't work. Can't work. No, 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 no. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think I'm right. I'm probably wrong. Massively wrong. Mega wrong. Gonna get rid. I have faith that I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's go. 2 more to go here. Hopefully our worker beavers can be going to the other side. This is finished. How are we looking for pretty much everything else? We're kind of good everywhere, to be fair. Too far, you say? Oops. Staring at the... So with any luck, let's just... I'd like this done. I want to see if this will work. Too impatient is half the problem. They, to be fair, have to go to the other end of creation to get the dynamite, but... Yeah, we could probably rip those planks out as well and get them back, to be fair, but I don't think it's a concern. We've got full storage on those anyway. Let's go. So, for the 90th time, let's just put this back in. Flooding should sort its life out shortly. As shown there, and hopefully it says they can construct it, so I guess they're holding their breath to get to it. So let's just leave that be for the time being. That's going to take a lot of... We could probably also pause this, to be fair. But we're going to need a lot of planks to dig this tunnel that I'm asking them to build over here. So after they've done that, what have they got on their list of things to do? Not sure. But everything should be going up nicely for there. We'll build up a buffer of the dynamite while they're doing this. These injured beavers, is it because we're out of beds? Well, if you're injured, why are you not in here? Oh, you are. Right, I'm good, never mind. So we'll just see how far they get with this. We probably could do with some of the storage over there, but never mind. Okay. It's just... Got any risks, we'll keep that closed. Got someone in there. We're not doing too hot on bad water supplies to be fair. It could be time to fix that problem. So let's just get storage. Can we? Yes, we can. So let's just squeeze that in there, and we'll set you for bad water. Just get them to prioritize that, and then this can fit, should be able to feed pretty much everything we need. Where have we taken workers from? Is it here? Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's going to take a sweet while to build. So while they're doing that, what else was we going to do? Ah, yes, backup power. Where there's a will, there's a way. So, in fact, let's just empty this, and we don't need them anymore. Because that was to dig this pit here, which was for the gravity batteries. And let's just... We'll lay all of these in, but we'll just reduce the priority of these just slightly. as this will also sink most of the gears that we have. Metal blocks we will divert to the fountain, which should be fine. Hasn't got nearly anywhere all of them yet. We could speed this up by putting some storage down here for them, but it's a short-term problem, I think. Is it though? Is it? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put them in storage. Let's get none of these ones because these are not the ones I need. So blocks, sparkly blanks, and blanks. Obtain on all of these. And top priority. And then we'll get the haulers to dump everything in here as soon as they're built, which shouldn't take them too long. And that should hopefully fulfill the needs of the builder beavers down here. So this should hopefully they'll be able to make 2 visits a day before running out of stuff. And the haulers should keep all these in what we need them to be. Those. Right, so have we built any of this yet? No. Well, I'm now getting impatient, so yes, please. With any luck. What we are going to have to do eventually is once we've laid this path all the way up to here and dug down, we are going to have to rejig some of this as well. So hopefully it's not going to be too bad, but just double check. So that's the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Should be fine. And then what we'll have to do is maybe just dig a sideways hole where we could just chuck it out the map this way. And then all this dries up, really. Maybe even turn it blue. Or green with water. So, with that said, we are doing quite well on the dynamite. It's going up slowly. Probably is injuring beavers, but we're out of wheat flour, are we? Is that because we have no wheat? Okay. So have we run out? So let's just get some crops sorted and let's just take all of that. Should be able to reach everything. Lovely. So with any luck, there will be enough here to get all of these sorted. We're also doing ish okay on the maple syrup now. Is that because we just don't have enough? I mean, there's quite a bit there. It does look to be the case that there's not really enough. So, I think what we can safely say is I get rid of all of this. And if we demolish all of this, can they get onto that? Yeah, they can. So does it reach? It doesn't, so I'm not going to bother. So we'll get all that ripped out. We don't need the path, I don't believe. Didn't need that stump doing, but never mind. It's green enough, so that should be okay. Where is our gatherer's flag down here? That's lumberjack. Nice. Let's have a shift there. Maple syrup isn't the problem there, to be looking at that. So, don't think about haulers just yet. I think it's planting that's the problem. So, trees. Let's find maples. I'd like to start laying these in, please. And then as they get ripped out, that's... it would be too far from the district, wouldn't it? Let me just see before we get too keen and eager. Just... Right. Does that mean we have a fountain? It does. Look at that. It's glorious. Absolutely glorious. And I did build it right, which is great news for me. Yeah. Even with the risk of a bad tide, we still have a nice, lovely fountain to look at. Cool. Now that they're gone, we can go back to the trees. And maples, just lay these in. And we can delete the path. Probably can just delete all this as well, to be fair. We can't really put anything there, but it gives some options for later. So maple, let's get that in. And I believe that should grow. We'll probably squeeze some more down in here, but I'd probably greenify this area a bit more if we're just going to do that. What we could do, want to be sneaky. We could run secret. We did that. That should greenify the area, I think. We'll see. And if it greens all that, we'll plant some more trees. So with that, that should hopefully fix our maple syrup problem. I don't think this guy's too overworked, to be fair. But we'll keep an eye on him. I guess we're full on pine resin. Yes, we are. So, do we have space here to fix pine resin? It's down in here, I think. Somewhere. This is food. So where is our pine resin currently? So let's look, see down here. I'll probably scroll right past it. It's not in there, not in there, not in there. Pine resin, where are you? Oh, is that it? Okay. So we don't actually have any big storage for it. Okay. And the 50's in, right, okay. I get it. I wonder where the 50 was. Never mind. So, let us... what does it go in first? Question number one. I guess it's a warehouse. Must be a warehouse. It was a warehouse. So... we could, with a bit of fiddling here, I think, just sort these paths out this way. Let's just get them on that. If I rip that out, that's going to give them a bad time. So now that's in, we can take that out. So let's just get rid. And I don't think this is going to cause any problems for now, but we will see. And resin. Is there anything else that's nearly false? That's big storage. We're not doing punch cards. Books is something we could probably look at for a well-being boost, but I think they're doing pretty good on 47. Well, why has this not been done? Aha. Aha, aha. That's helpful. So, scoot that in. And there we go. Lovely. Right. That should, in theory, get us what we need under here. Once they're down, they can start working this way. So we're going to have to babysit the pathing up this way as well. So that's not too much of a problem. Once they get started on that, I think that will put us in a good spot. Now, the dynamite is going to not survive that. I'm wondering if it's worth putting in some more industry for that now. What is our power looking like? Probably not the most ideal time to check as we are in the middle of the night, but I think we are probably going to be needing some more. Let's just see. At some point we're going to have to build this bad boy here. We're going to need much more resources than what we've got. We've got at least 1 million of those, so it may be worth it we also start looking at stretching these across here, just to get them in and covered. We'll probably just have to step them back a bit. I think it's probably the best way of doing that. So let's look at some dirt and we'll get them to lay this in, at least for now. And we're going to have to take this area here down, I think. And once that's done, we can put some more of these overhangs in. What's likely to need to occur as well is some better way of getting them up to this. That doesn't mean they go all this way. So, could we squeeze that in somewhere around here? I think the answer is yes. Question is how. I think it's a cheeky staircase up here. So let's just see. You triple high, you so let's just go for this for now, and with that it should get them up here much more efficiently, kinda. So let's walk in, I think. Let's just do those. We have the dirt, and we just step them back. That should give us plenty of space here, so. And again, we can just chuck the path across the front. We could dig into here if we wanted to, just put something. Once those stairs are built, we've got another shortcut, so we can cut this path off at that point. Let's see how they're doing here. What's going to be handy down here, again, is going to be... let's just... explosives. Obtain. And This is probably far too small, what they need. But it probably will be. We'll rethink that one. And they also need extract, don't they? So, storage. Well, I click that. Storage. Make that extract, obtain, and can we chuck that here somewhere? We can. Let's just... Oh, this is pretty dirty, but let's just do that. Oof. That is disgusting. But it'll do. So let's just select that and have that like that. Once they're built, we will just get them to prioritize it. So we're going to need these sorting sooner rather than later and get this prioritized with haulers so they can be filled sooner rather than later. Let's just dig down slightly. How far have they got? Not very. Let's just in that path before they start complaining about it. More haulers, please. More haulers, please. And more haulers, please. Good. So, with that sorted, just scoot back up here. I have to do some shenanigans with the power. We are not breaking even on the power, so that's probably decimating. Ooh, they did get all these put there. So there is a lot of extra spare juice on there, which is exactly what we want. So I'm going to get another... Oh, I can never find these things. Explosives factory. Let's chuck this in here. And then to connect them up, will we ever need to get behind here? Possibly. So I'm just going to while we're here, just deal with this now. And with that, we should have a nice little power line. Just get everything together. Moved in. That should be explosives. That should be planks. I am an idiot. I am an absolute idiot. What do they need most of? What have I done? Planks. That should have been planks, which don't go in here at all. Right. I mean, it was still sneaky and dirty, but I think let's do this properly, shall we? It's still sneaky, still dirty. Let's just pause this a second. Get that picked up, as we don't want to lose those explosives. And unpause that. And now put the right stuff in and get the haulers in. Thank you. So scoot that way. Right. So I think we are just in a holding pattern, waiting for them to build some bits and pieces here. I will say that they should probably do all of this. Yep, it's in. So that should hopefully boost what we need them to do. Where are we? Oh yeah, never mind. Ignore this, although hopefully it dries out before this. Please. please. There we go. Post bad tide or drought flooding from this thing. I have no idea how to fix that. It's probably because I have this set to be far too high for what we need it to be, but it gives us a bit more options for overflowing stuff. And keeping these alive longer should this ever run out. But again, with staying on normal mode, I don't think it's going to be a problem. We are looking okay on natural resources. There's still plenty of trees to cut down, so I'm not too concerned that this isn't enough. They're growing up. The fountain is paying us well-being dividends. Cool. And we have our backup batteries all in a line, so we were going to need to fix the power problem, so we're going to need to boost this sooner rather than later. And we're kind of running out of decently straight bit of river to put that in. I'm just wondering if there's anything we can do in the meantime. I'll need to think on that one. However, are we out of metal? We are. Okay. How did we get out of metal? You're not paused. That's very interesting. Not sure why that's a thing. Although, I suppose we are burning through it. We have just spent a lot of them on the fountain. So, possibly the problem. To fix that, I think we're going to need to sort out another smelter. So, why not, while we're here, get this in. That's going to take a while to get them to build all of the metal, so it's okay. We seem to be holding steady on there, but it would be nice to have a bit more dynamite than that. I'd like to set this to supply. Just get rid of that. But I'd like the haulers to deal with that now. Now we probably are overstretching our hauling capacity at this point. Probably more things are prioritised than there are haulers, which we could fix, but we don't really have the beaver storage for that because we need to get more of them in down in here. Is there a good way we can do this? We do have different housing, but it's kind of small and only has one beaver, so it's pretty useless to us. These can have 6, but we're kind of stuck for room. Kind of really built myself into a corner with this system here, but never mind. We can also probably just put these here, to be honest. Which I might just do. I believe I'm going to do that, but I'll do that next time, I think. We'll worry about that later. So, what have we got done? Oh, good. It's just, we do not need you working. Now we just need blocks. Are you pumping? I hope so. Yes, okay, good. Okay, so we have all of the stuff being put in over here. Let's see how far we're getting on this. Too far, but not anymore. Now this is a long walk for them to do, I will admit. We could probably fix that by putting in some water from down here, but it's not too far, I suppose. Maybe something we could do with it better with a zip line to get them over there, but fine. I'm not too worried. Anyway, good. So I think that puts us in a nice spot to sort of finish up this episode for today. We will concentrate on a few other bits and pieces next time from the tunneling project. What's going to have to happen once this is done is get the dynamite underneath here, hopefully, without causing us too much problem. Oh, in fact, just realized, can we even do what I'm thinking of doing? So maximum height of a ceiling, I think, is yeah, so is that so oops, these were dug down. I will have to research that, as I may have made a fateful mistake again. Because if that does cut all the way through, we may not be able to do it without adding some additional spots. We have to go down another layer below that and maybe make these supports with some overhangs. I'm not sure now, actually. I'll have to ponder on that. But we'll let them dig this first layer and then we'll worry about that later. It's gonna be what it is. May have to play around with that. That's well, deleting pretty much the entire mountain, and all of this will get deleted, and the blood water will spill everywhere, and disaster will occur. But we will see. I think we will wrap up this episode here. Right now we're in a very good spot, I think. Metal blocks is the problem, but another so many of those, we should be fine. Food is now maxed out, which I think will do us so for now, I think. We could probably stand to take some of the beavers out of here. To put them out elsewhere, but we can worry about that later. So I'll realign some jobs to next episode, tomorrow, whenever that may be. I might do some experimentation of how many blocks I can build without support somehow. Yeah, I'll have to see if I've bugged that up. But anyway, I think we'll leave this episode there. Again, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please chuck them down below, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.